Hello everyone, it's the Gamebox Turtle. I just got my Silk and Black Panther packages in the mail today, so I decided to do an unboxing video and check out what's inside of them. So I think I'm really excited about both of these packs actually, but I think the Web Warrior pack is going to be a little bit. I'm just more excited about that one because it's Web Warriors. So we're going to open this one first. So let's take this tape off here. Stick that on there. And let's see what's inside. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so first we got this poster with the rules and instructions and explanations on this side, and then we got Silk's poster on this side. Super cool, same as the hero card. Alright, then we got the cards. So this side there. Alright, so open these up and see what we got. Alright, so we got the Silk Hero. 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense. Basic stats that are same as Spider-Man and Ghost Spider. So that's cool. Web Warrior theme there. And I'm assuming you guys know what Silk is doing. She's tucking encounter cards from the encounter deck, and then all of her other cards are going to be manipulating and using those cards under her to boost her stats, get extra damage, extra thwarting, extra defense, swapping encounter cards. So she's super cool with controlling the encounter deck. So both sides, this is the alter ego side. 3 recovery, basic recovery. She can discard a tuck card to draw 2 cards, so she's got that action economy on this side. 6 hand size and 5 hand size, 10 hit points on each side. So there's a Cindy Moon. Then we have Smooth as Silk. She has 2 of these, and these she can choose an enemy or scheme in play and discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a card from the same encounter set is chosen, a card from the same encounter set as the chosen card is discarded, and you can tuck that card under Silk. So these are just going to be spending a card to get a card tucked under Silk, which is actually going to be really helpful as we see coming up here. So we got 3 costs: Swinging Silk Kick, so not a Swinging Web Kick or a Swinging Web Pig, but a Swinging Silk Kick. Aerial Attack Superpower, Aerial, and she can deal 7 damage to an enemy, so a little less than a Swinging Web Kick, but she can discard a tucked card under Silk from the same encounter set as the enemy. So all the encounter sets, they have a little name in the bottom left hand corner. So if you have a side scheme or any card, if you have a card tucked under Silk from the same encounter set as the enemy you're attacking, so they have the same name down there in the bottom, then she also deals 2 additional damage and gains Overkill. So in that sense, she can get up to 9, which is better than a Web Kick and Overkill, so she can take care of the minions. So she has 3 of those, super good damage output, just like 3 Swinging Web Kicks with Spider-Man. She has 2 Wall Crawls, which remove 2 threat from a scheme for 1. And then you choose a scheme, and you may discard a card tucked under Silk from the same encounter set as the chosen scheme to remove 3 from the chosen scheme. So this is 2 threat and 3 threat removal if you discard a tucked card for 1, which is very good. You can do the same scheme or a different scheme. So that's really good. Is this one discard as well? Discard. So you do have to discard the tucked card, which is rough. But after you defeat a minion or side scheme or resolve a treachery card, you can tuck that card under here from the encounter deck. So you're going to be getting way more tucked cards than you really need under here. So cycling those is actually probably going to be really nice. So she has 2 thwarting cards, which are super cheap. 3 of the attacks. Sounds good. We got Get the Scoop. She has her own player side scheme that does not go in the victory display. Cost 0. Comes in with 4 threat. You can exhaust your identity to remove 2 threat from here, and any player may trigger this ability. And then when defeated, the Cindy Moon player, myself, or the Silk player, may look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck and tuck one of those cards under their identity. Okay, so this is another way of getting tucked cards. You get to look at the top 2 and tuck one. It has 4 threat on it. You can use this alter ego action. You can also just thwart it. So 4 thwart for 1 card is probably not amazing, but it's also a wild resource, and it's a side scheme to defeat if you have like Cable or someone at your table that likes to defeat side schemes and gets extra stuff from that. So I don't know. It's cool having your own player side scheme in there. We got Albert Moon, her alter ego card. Exhaust Albert Moon and choose to tuck the top card of the encounter deck under Cindy Moon. Now that is useful. Or you can heal 1 damage from Cindy Moon for each tucked card under her, and that can be up to 4. She can have up to 4 tucked cards. So that is a very versatile card. You can either heal or get a tucked card to boost any of these. So yeah, I like Albert Moon. That's good. That's good. J. Jonah Jameson. We've been waiting for him. So as an alter ego action, you can exhaust it to search your deck and discard pile for Get the Scoop, which is this side scheme right here that we just looked at. So in alter ego, you can go get that. Or as an action, in alter ego or hero, you can remove 2 threat from a side scheme with J. Jonah Jameson, which is really good. I'm going to be... Yeah, that's really good. Player side schemes are going to go crazy with J. Jonah Jameson. He's going to be wrecking those side schemes, which is also really good because Silk does not have great thwarting. So side schemes will really wreck her, and J. Jonah Jameson is her response to that. So that's good. And then we've got these upgrades that are going to just boost her stats like nobody's business. We got when you reveal a card from the same encounter set. This is eidetic memory. When you reveal a card from the same encounter set as a card tucked under your identity, you can exhaust eidetic memory to swap those cards and reveal the card that has been tucked under Silk instead. This card is crazy. I mean, I obviously know what all these cards are going to be because I've been looking at them, but this is a crazy card. The control in this card is absolutely bonkers. So if you reveal an encounter card and it has the same name there in the bottom left, so it's from the same encounter set, you can swap them. So you just tuck some like lame side scheme or minion from an encounter set, and then when you get like the attack for +5 damage and piercing and overkill card that you always seem to get right when you're about to win or something, you can just swap it. Boom, I'm just going to get this minion without guard that has like 3 hit points and reveal that instead and tuck that bad card under here so I can't get it anymore. Or I can use it to boost my Swinging Silk Kick or my Thwarting event. So this is a fantastic card. The control with this card is probably unparalleled. Okay, then we got Silk gets +1 thwart, which is going to be super nice for keeping that thwart under control, boosting your stat to 2. And then you can also exhaust it, and discard a card tucked under Silk to ready her. That's pretty good. She also gains Aerial until the end of the round. So Aerial is going to be able to be built with her. She also has Swinging Silk Kick is Aerial. That's it, though. But yeah, great. Readying, her stats get boosted as well, so this is going to be really nice, as we'll see in a second. Alright, when Silk makes a basic thwart, you can exhaust Outwit, which is this card. For this thwart, she gets +1 thwart for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the thwarted scheme. So, side scheme or main scheme comes out, you can get +1 thwart. You don't need to discard any tucked cards. It's just however many tucked cards you have, you get +1 thwart from the same encounter set. So again, that name in the bottom left, it's going to be the same encounter set. You get +1 thwart. So very good, again, for getting that thwart up for Silk, because she starts with a pretty low thwart to deal with. Spider Claw is the exact same thing, but with attack. When she uses a basic attack, she gets +1 attack, and the attack gains piercing. She gets +1 attack for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the enemy she's attacking. So, also very good. And then we got Spider Reflexes, the defense one. For this attack, she gets +1 defense for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the attacking enemy. After this attack, tuck the top card of the encounter deck, the encounter discard pile under Silk. So basically, the boost card would get tucked under Spider Reflexes. So this is also another way to get tucked cards, and it boosts her defense, which is already crazy high. So super cool. That is her basic cards that she's coming with. And now we've got her protection aspect. Scarlet Spider. Ben O'Reilly. Finally, we got Ben O'Reilly Scarlet Spider. I don't even know what that other basic Scarlet Spider was. I never heard of him. Ben O'Reilly, classic Scarlet Spider. He's got awful stats. 1/1 with 2 consequential damage. But the interrupt is the key here. When another Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage, Scarlet Spider takes that damage instead. That is so good. This out with Spider-Man Peter Parker, readies for the rest of the game without any med teams or any healing. You have 8 readies with just this and Peter Parker Spider-Man. That is so good. This is good on what's that Spider-Man? The British Spider-Man. I can't remember his name. Spider-Man UK, I think it is. He when he gets attacked as an interrupt, he deals damage to the attacking enemy equal to the amount of Web Warriors in play. He has 5 health, so he usually can take about 1 to 2 attacks. This will bump that up to 3 to 4 attacks, which just makes his ability great. I'm sure there's even more combos there that I could. With Spider-Man 2099, which we're going to see in a second. This is also really good. So yeah, super excited for him. The combos with him are going to be awesome. He's mostly just out there being damage taking. He's not using his basic stats much at all. Also, I mean, in a terrible situation where you're about to die, he can take the damage for you as well if you're a Web Warrior character. So that's also something to take into account. All right, we have Spider Bite, who is just a 2-thwart protection ally, which is really nice. 1 attack, both with 1 consequential damage, 2 health, so not a bunch of health. But you can reduce the cost to play Spider Bite by 1 for each tech card you control. Iron Man is calling. Iron Man, Spider Suit are 2 things I'm immediately thinking of that would just go crazy with Spider Bite. And the 2-thwart is super nice. So this is going to be a really popular ally, I think, coming with this release. Okay, we got Not Today, which is just a reprint of a previous card we have from the X-Men, which is following the line of 1-cost events that give you plus defense and a boost of some kind. This one says when a hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, remove 2 threat from a scheme, which again is super nice for the thwarting that protection sometimes lacks. So this just has a bunch of Web Warriors on it. Super cool. Ghost Spider, some other Web Warriors. So yeah, there's Not Today. Stop Hitting Yourself. I'm curious to see how this one goes. I love the name, obviously. It's a 2-cost hero response attack. After you defend against an enemy attack and take no damage, deal damage to that enemy equal to your defense for that attack. So basically what this does is after you defend, you get to deal damage to the enemy equal to your total defense stat during that attack. Which this on Groot, Ghost Spider, maybe even Hulk if you do that kind of build. Holy cow, this can get some high damage output. It does take most of your hand because it's 2 cost, but maybe Nerves of Steel and a Quinn Carrier and some other resource generators can help you out there. But the damage output on this is crazy. And this with, well, you probably don't want to use this on minions, but this will go crazy with Change of Fortune if you were to do it with minions. This will most definitely kill most minions if you have a crazy high defense stat. And obviously, if you're playing a perfect defense, the you can't take any damage isn't going to be a problem. So stop hitting yourself. Excited to see how that one goes. I don't know if it's going to be great or not. Also, Art, Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider taking out Rhino. Oh no, it's it's Ghost Spider using your webs to make Rhino punch himself, hence the stop hitting yourself. That's good. All right, moving on. Dr. Sinclair. Also think there's going to be some interesting combos with this one. 2-cost support. Persona Therapist. Okay. Alter Ego action. Exhaust Dr. Sinclair and spend a tech resource. Heal damage from your alter ego equal to your recovery. You may discard 1 status card from your identity. Any player may trigger this ability. Okay. Okay, so the wording on this is a little weird, but basically I think it should be up here. Any player may trigger this ability. Exhaust Dr. Sinclair, but it's not, so oh well. But basically, anyone in Alter Ego, once this is down, can exhaust her and spend a tech resource and heal damage equal to their alter ego and discard a status card from their identity. So this is a great support card for just helping people that don't want to flip an exhaust to recover because it just hurts their basic stats or something. Quicksilver. I just played Hawkeye. Hawkeye would really love this, especially with a boosted recovery. That'd be so nice. Although those are all people you wouldn't want in protection. And then obviously anyone with a high recovery stat, like Wolverine, X-23. Not Deadpool, because Deadpool has his own card that helps with that. But yeah, I think this is a good card. Good support card. Yeah, you have to spend a tech resource, but that's still pretty cost effective. So yeah, we'll see how that plays into some decks. Energy Shield is the one. Energy Shield is interesting. So I've already seen decks on Marvel CDB where it says attached to a character. You can attach this to the villain, and it just stays on the villain. And you'd think, why would you attach it to a villain? It's just you can interrupt when the character would take amount of damage to spend X amount of energy resources and prevent X of that damage. It's basically you spend an amount of energy resources and you prevent that much damage. Why would you want that on the villain? Like, you're never going to use that. You always want the villain to take damage, right? Yes, but there are cards that, and even heroes, that center around upgrades going on villains. Take That is a very cost-effective aggression card that costs 3 to 7 damage to a figure with an upgrade attached. So usually you can only do it with figures like Cyclops, although he's never in aggression, never playing attack events. He's doing allies. But Nightcrawler, I think, is a really good example of usually you're using Take That. Also Iceman. But so it's a cost-effective event, but you're just never going to use it. This, obviously, you have to have a protection and an aggression player. But this helps that. I can't really think of any other upgrade, like, events or anything. I mean, Shark Girl is an aggression ally that gets +1 attack for each upgrade, but you can do some interesting things with this. Also, obviously, similar to Scarlet Spider, the heroes that have these, or the allies that have these abilities to, when they activate, if it's worth an energy resource to stop that consequential damage and get that ability constantly, this is probably worth it. So there's a lot of crazy combos that go on with this. Obviously, a Voltron build, just cancel all the consequential damage. You don't even need to get their health up. Like, a lot of times in a Voltron, you need to get their health up so you can use as many activations as possible. You need med teams so that you can heal them when they've taken so much damage. And this one, it's just like, yeah, if you have an energy resource, you can just activate them. No consequential damage needed. No extra health needed. You just need this card on them and you're set. Also, obviously, you can put it on yourself to keep yourself from taking damage. Although, I think it is better if you're not just taking damage and there's no side effects, but if you're actually using it to enable yourself to continue to do something that is worth at least an energy resource or more than that. So I think on allies that's going to be primarily the best, but maybe there'll be builds where you put it on the hero. But anyways, all that being said, energy shield is going to see a lot of playtime, I think, in a lot of decks for protection. And on the thread of a lot of decks being, a lot of cards in this being used, we got Ready for a Fight. This one is probably being the most talked about amongst the Marvel Champions community because this is the first aspect card that I think this is the first aspect card that allows your hero to change forms. All other cards that do this were purely hero cards. They're specific to the hero. We have one that is not specific to a hero. 1 cost, requirement, strength, max 1 per player. When an enemy would scheme, discard Ready for a Fight, change to hero form, that enemy attacks you instead. There you go. You want to flip down to Alter Ego, but you don't want them to scheme. They're stalwart. You can't confuse them. What do? You get Ready for a Fight, and you can go flip to Alter Ego, do all the fun stuff, and when he's about to scheme, you come back up and say, hey, don't scheme. How about you just attack me instead? And he says, okay, and since you're in protection, you probably want to get attacked anyway. So it was good. I like it. We're going to see a lot of play with this card, I think. All right, we got Stun Gun, which is, I think it's going to be fine. The primary thing about this one is it's a 2-cost tech upgrade. So all the repurpose people out there will love this one. But we got restricted 2-cost upgrade tech weapon. So it is restricted. It uses 2 charge counters. You can exhaust it and remove 1 or 2 charge counters from it. If you removed 1, you stun a minion. If you remove 2, you stun the villain. So for 3 effective resources, you get 1 stun. That's pretty average output. The stun of minions, obviously the more cost efficient one, but it's also like just kill the minion. So I don't know how much play this is going to get. I think the primary, again, is just tech. You put it out, maybe you stun a minion, and then you repurpose it because it's a 2-cost tech. So we'll see. That one's interesting. I think that's like a shield agent. That might be Grant Ward, maybe. Is that the 9-Night gun? That'd be crazy if that was the 9-Night gun. Okay. Stun gun. So those are all the protection cards. Lots of super interesting combinations, combo possibilities in there. So we go to the basics. We got Madam Web, another 2-thwart. Lots of 2-thwart allies in there. I like it. 2-thwart, 1 attack, Web Warrior. Always powerful. After Madam Web enters play, look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. So basically you get to control the... let's read the rest. So basically you get to... Look at the top cards of the encounter deck equal to how many Web Warrior cards you control. You may discard 1 card, looked at this way, and put the rest back in any order. So, just at base level, if you get out Web of Life and Destiny, and you have 2 other allies and your hero, and then you play Madam Web, that's going out for what? 5. 5? You're looking at the top 5 cards. In solo, that's basically the next 2 turns. You know exactly what's going to happen and decide what's going to happen. In multiplayer, that's like every activation in the rest of the activations for the villain of the next phase. That is really good. And 2-thwart. It's good. It's good. Madam Web. Another great Web Warrior. They're all good. Holy cow. Spider-Man Peter Parker, we already know what he does. He's amazing. 3 costs. You have to use 1 of each resource, but it's worth it because you're getting 2-thwart, 2 attack for 3 activations. And if you're a Web Warrior, which if you're playing Spider-Man, you should be a Web Warrior. After he attacks or thwarts, you choose another Web Warrior, usually your identity, and you ready that character. Holy cow. Everyone knows this is powerful. They're so good. Across the Spider-Verse, glad to get another one of those. Also a great card. You can only have 1 in your deck, but now if you're playing multiple Web Warriors, which I think there might be enough allies now to where you could do that, You can exhaust a Web Warrior card you control, search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally, put it into play, then choose a player. Any player, including yourself who just did it, that player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. Most Web Warriors cost 3, so there's not a lot of going around this in like super cost efficiency, but I think there are a few 4 costs. Also, rough, it's only your discard pile, which is, it's rough. It's rough that it's only your discard pile, but still a good card. Yeah, you can basically fill up your ally slots if you just commit a whole turn to this. Also, if you're playing with multiple Web Warriors, Web Warrior heroes who just, and I think now that we have Silk, we could probably do that. I feel like it was just not enough Web Warrior content to where playing 2 Web Warriors would be a little rough on, there'd just be so much crossover with allies. But I think with the new allies in this and the new aspect cards, there might be room to do 2. So obviously other people could spend 3 resources and get Web Warriors out of their deck, and then all the Web Warrior allies are out, and then you just wreck the villain. So anyways, Cross the Spider-Verse, great. We've seen that one before. Investigative Journalism, we finally got a Peter Parker team-up card. Cindy Moon and Peter Parker, so that means they both have to be an alter ego, but don't worry, it's okay, because as an alter ego interrupt, when an enemy would scheme, you can cancel that activation and confuse that enemy. Essentially meaning if you're both an alter ego, you're canceling both of his scheme activations for 3 cost. That's good. That's really good. Canceling 2, and you get to flip to alter ego, both of you. Both of them have great alter ego abilities. She can draw 2 cards, and Peter Parker can generate a tech resource. So, and they both have great alter ego abilities, or alter ego cards. Cindy Moon has his scarred friend that can tuck a card or heal damage equal to the tuck cards, and then obviously Peter Parker has Aunt May. So, that's good. Then we got the Energy Genius and Strength, which are just the same ones from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box. We've got the Obligation. So those are the basic cards. Obligation. Silk Sense Overload. Give to the Cindy Moon player. When a card would be tucked under your identity by a player card effect, tuck it under here instead. Then if there are 2 tucked cards here, you may discard this card. Remove it from the game if there are 3 or more tucked cards here. Okay, so basically you can't tuck cards. Every time you would tuck a card, you have to tuck under here instead. So you just can't tuck cards. And then if you do 2, you discard it. But if you're able to wait out for 3, then you can remove it from the game. So that's interesting. I mean, if you already have tucked cards, you just have to use them economically. I don't know how devastating this will be here. This might be really bad, or it might be fine. So, but yeah, I always like to see an obligation that isn't just the basic. You may flip to alter ego and exhaust your identity, or you do something that is obviously not worth it, and you just do the flipped alter ego and not exhaust your identity. So I like these cool obligations. Okay, and then we got her nemesis, Morlun, which I believe is also a minion in the Spider Totems encounter set, which is also a crazy encounter set, by the way. He's got 1 scheme, 1 attack. He gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each encounter card tucked under each identity. I don't know. Oh, I bet he tucks cards under people's identities. Discard, when defeated, discard each copy of Hunting the Spider Bride tucked under each identity. Oh, he tucks his cards under their identity. Okay. 5 health. Looks like this guy's pretty easy to beat. No quick strike or guard or anything nasty. Side scheme. When revealed, place 1 additional threat here for each card tucked under each identity. Okay, hazard 2 with additional tuck, so it's probably going to have 6 on it. Not ideal, but it doesn't scale in multiplayer, so in multiplayer that thing's going to be gone easy. Okay, and then we've got 3 Hunting the Spider Bride. Spider Bride, are they Are Silk and Peter Parker a thing? I didn't know if they were a thing. All right, we got Surge, and when revealed, if you have 4 cards tucked under your identity, discard one of those cards at random, tuck this card under your identity. Okay. And then after a player card effect discards this card from under an identity, that identity takes 2 damage. Oh, that's nasty. So basically this is like a trap. It like forces you to tuck under, and then when you get rid of it, you take 2 damage. And they all have Surge. They all have 1 boost, so not horrible. He's got a 3 boost, 2 boost. Okay. This isn't bad, but it's a little nasty. I can see how that could mess with Silk a little bit. Okay, and then we got this thing. You don't need that. Okay, guys. Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, who, by the way, just like outside of the game is awesome, but this ally is crazy. First, Web Warrior leadership. He is 4 costs, 2 thwart, 2 attack for 3 activations, 1 consequential damage each. He is aerial and a Web Warrior. After Spider-Man 2099 uses a basic power, return a Web Warrior ally in play to its owner's hand. Combos are endless. Combos are endless. There you go. Enough said. He's going to be awesome. We finally have a leadership Web Warrior, and the leadership Web Warrior builds are going to go crazy. So we have Spider-Man 299. We got Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, another one. I think we have Justice one as well. But this one is 1 thwart, 2 attack. Classic aggression. After a Web Warrior ally, including this one, enters play, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So she comes in dealing 1 damage. And after a Web Warrior enters play, including this one, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So this is a weird balance, right? Because you want to keep her out so that every time you play those Web Warriors, you're dealing a damage, but also you kind of want to just use her stats, and you want to keep the Web Warriors cycling. So I'm curious how she's going to work. She might just be she's either so good you want to keep her out, or she's good if you keep cycling her as well. She costs 3. We'll see. I mean, she's a shield Web Warrior, so she's great. All right, we got Quick Quip, which is the Justice equivalent to Thwip. Justice and Protection. So this is 2 event requirement, 1 tech. Hero action, deal 1 damage to a Web Warrior character you control. Place a total of 2 confused status cards on up to 2 enemies. 3 for 2 confuses is so good, and it makes the Web Warriors shine in aspects. I don't even know what kind of Spider-Man this is, though. He has like tentacles like Doc Ock, and this Doc Ock is like weirdly overweight and is young, and I have no idea who this Doc Ock is. But anyways, Quick Quip coming out with the jokes. Yes, very thematic card. Another investigative journalism, so you can have 1 in Cindy Moon's deck, 1 in Peter Parker's deck. All right. So those are the rest of the aspects. And then we have Atlas, the Elite Thunderbolt. 4 boost. It's crazy. I just played the Thunderbolt scenario today with my friend, so I finally kind of have context for this. So good thing I did that. We've got 0 scheme, 3 attack. So quite the attack here. He's villainous, obviously. He gets +2 hit points for each growth counter on him. Oh my, is that an airplane? Holy cow, guys. He's literally smashing an airplane. He's like Giant Man, but he looks bigger than Giant Man, because I don't think Giant Man is like that much bigger than a plane, so that's crazy. After the villain phase ends, place 1 growth counter on him. Okay, so every round he's getting +2 hit points. That's bonkers. And with the healing, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. All right, then we got a side scheme. When revealed, place 1 additional threat here for each growth counter on Atlas. And then if Atlas has 10 or more growth counters on him, the players lose the game. Yikes. So this comes in with 5 + 1 for every growth counter. So basically +1 for every turn the villain has, or for every turn. or for every round, sorry, every round. And then if he just has 10 or more growth counters on him, the players lose the game. So basically you have 10 rounds to win, which is honestly, I think you'd be surprised how little rounds there are. 10 is a lot of rounds. 10 is a lot of rounds, but still, once you get there, it's like, oh crap, if we reveal this, the game ends. So that's interesting. I know some people will not like the alternate in condition. I think it's interesting. I mean, half the time you're not even going to be playing with Atlas because you're not using every Thunderbolts. But I like... Alright, I'm just going to say this. I think the Thunderbolt scenario is really cool. How it changes and is going to like morph with the different minions you get. And I think that's super cool. Crazy replayability. In the scenario, it wasn't... Okay, I played Expert. It was fine. We won fairly easily. But, I mean, I was Hawkeye. He was Spider-Man Miles Morales. So, I mean, we weren't playing the strongest or weakest by any means. I mean, Miles Morales is quite strong, but Hawkeye is definitely not amazing. So, and we still won. But I think if you put some nasty encounter sets in there, this could be a really cool scenario. And this guy looks really difficult. Honestly, I think this guy's more difficult than the villains we were facing. Because even if you're stunning and confusing him and keeping him from activating, he doesn't care. He's just getting more hit points. And he might just straight up win if you stall him. So, like, I like him. Alright, we got Growing Strong, 2 Growing Strongs, 2 Titanic Proportions. Find Atlas and reveal him. These are just the same as those. You find the people, you reveal them. If he's already in play, he engages you. He activates against you. And then, obviously, if he's in the victory display, the card gains Surge. And then the players, as a group, take X indirect damage, where X is the number of growth counters on Atlas. If X is less than 3, this card gains Surge. So he just smacks everybody. Wow. Okay, cool. I think this is a super, super cool minion. So that is the Silk Hero Pack. Super cool. I mean, Web Warrior's awesome. We got Web Warrior Ally for each aspect now. Hopefully we're going to see more. Honestly, I would be so down for a Spider-Man 2099 hero. They're probably not going to do it. That's probably a shot in the dark. But if they did a Spider-Man 2099 hero, I would pay double price for that. That would be so cool. Or Scarlet Spider. Scarlet Spider would be cool too. But Spider-Man 2099 would be pretty legit. Alright, let's do the Black Panther one. Okay, so we got the Black Panther box here. Let's open it up. Black Panther's coming with Justice. This is Shuri Black Panther, by the way. Okay. Let's see this here. Again, we got the rules and explanations and such. Then we got this really cool art for Black Panther with the waving grass, the waving cape. Really like the art for that. Alright. And we have the Precon deck. Injustice. Okay. Black Panther Shuri. 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense, and after you use a basic power, resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. So she's going to have a bunch of Black Panther upgrades that she can use every time she activates. So readying, here we come. Love readying heroes. Quicksilver, one of my favorite heroes of all time. Shuri, for recovery, you can exhaust her to search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it, reducing its resource cost by 2. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. I mean, you have to exhaust her, but that's really good. 11 hit points, 5 hand size, 6 hand size. Nice. We got T'Challa. I don't know what kind of T'Challa this is. This is like smokes vibranium T'Challa. I have no idea. But he's like stacked. He's got blue veins running everywhere. He's got face paint. I don't know. Looks like his abs are made out of rocks. Alright, we got 2 thwart, 2 attack, and after T'Challa uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control. Basically just a twin brother of Black Panther Shuri. Except he has a better attack stat. So cool. 4 costs, probably worth. Alright, we got 2 clawed strikes, 2 on the prowls. I'm assuming these are the attack and thwarts. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. Resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control. Sounds good. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. Resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control. So these are just basic 2 for 4, 2 for 3, and they do something special. Sounds good. 1 Wakanda Forever compared to, I think there's like 5 or 6 in the. No, I think it's 5. Actually, it might be 6. It's probably 5 Wakanda Forevers in the original T'Challa Black Panther. But there's one of those. Resolve the special ability on each Black Panther upgrade you control. Sounds good. It doesn't revolve around it, but if you have this up your sleeve if you want it. 2 vibraniums. If I'm not mistaken, there's 3. I'm probably mistaken. There's probably only 2. I just feel so rich with Black Panther. I think there's 3. But anyways, vibranium, obviously the best resource in the game. Probably bar none. 2 wilds. So good. Elephant's Trunk. Alter Ego support. Exhaust the Elephant's Trunk and up to 2 other Wakanda allies and or supports you control. Draw 1 card for each exhausted this way, including this one. So this is an automatic 1 card draw in Alter Ego. Maximum 3 card draw, which is better than the Golden City for Black Panther. But it's different because it has a lower floor and a higher ceiling. Obviously, I think lower floor, higher ceiling is probably better. Well, there's different things, but this is, I think, probably on par with that, which is already one of the greatest Alter Ego supports in the game. So this is good. Coming out swinging with a 9 card hand size to just defeat the villain straight up is going to be really good. Queen Ramonda. Exhaust Queen Ramonda. Heal damage from an Alter Ego with the Wakanda trait equal to that Alter Ego's recovery. If you watch Web Warrior Fanatic, you probably already heard it. This is officially a better healing support than Aunt May. Because you can boost your recovery stat up to 6 with Shuri, and then you're getting 6 recovery with a 1 cost support, which is better than Aunt May's 4. But obviously Aunt May's the classic one. But Queen Ramonda also, if you happen to be playing with Black Panther T'Challa and he's an Alter Ego with you, you could also heal him equal to his recovery. That's probably not going to happen. But anyways, Queen Ramonda, you get healing in Alter Ego, which you're probably going to be flipping down a little bit because you want to get those upgrades out for free and also use the Elephant's Trunk. Alright, we got Exhaust Aja Adana, which is a 1 cost upgrade, and as an action, so it's not Alter Ego, you shuffle 1 identity-specific card from your discard pile into your deck. That is so good. I don't know what she's doing. She's like remembering. I don't know what Aja Adana means. Sure, he's known as the Keeper of Wakanda Memory. Yeah, Wakanda Memory. Okay, so she's remembering things. So she's remembering her identity-specific cards, which can be these, or her upgrades, which we're going to look at in a second. Or if you happen to pass by Queen Ramonda, Elephant's Trunk, Vibranium, hello, So this is super cool, and it's not an alter ego action, so you can do this if you're in hero form. Yeah, this is a great card for 1 cost. That's really good. All right, then we got her upgrades. Kimoyo Beads. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. Special. You may discard this card to confuse an enemy. Straightforward. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. Sounds good. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. You discard this card to deal 3 additional damage to that enemy. If you do this attack gains piercing. Sounds good. Choose a player. Deal 1 damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with that player may discard this card to stun each of those enemies. Fair enough. Move 1 damage from your hero to an enemy. You may discard this card to give your hero a tough status card. Also, very good. Especially, like I said, with Aja Adana. You just discard it, shuffle it right back into your deck. You're going to get that real quick soon. Or you can flip down to Alter Ego and get it right back for free. So, yeah. Shuri, like I said, I'm excited for both of these heroes. Shuri looks super cool too. The Red Ying is going to go crazy. Let's look into her Justice Precon deck. We got Manifold, 2 thwart, 1 attack. Classic straightforward Justice for thwarting. Avenger and Wakanda. I don't know how he got... I asked the universe to fold itself so that I can travel to any place with a single step. So he's like a teleporter. I don't know how he got that ability. Maybe he did Vibranium. I don't know. You better have a good ability. 2 hit points is not amazing for a 3-cost ally. But after Manifold enters play, choose a player. That player searches their deck and discard pile for a player's side scheme and adds it to their hand. That is awesome. So basically, this is like an extra way to get to your cards faster. Right? Because if you have like superpower training, but superpower training is supposed to get your super important upgrade. So you either get your superpower training or the upgrade first. Whichever one went first, you play it. Manifold helps you get that side scheme faster so you can get the upgrade faster if one of them is at the bottom of the deck. So this is like tripling your opportunity to get whatever you need faster. Obviously, there's other reasons for side schemes. If you have a side scheme you need that is going to get you out of a situation, Manifold's there to help. Also, I guess you think of this as a one-time ability, but there's some side schemes you want later in the game, because a lot of side schemes you think just get them down immediately so you can get whatever they use. Some side schemes they're a little better in the late game, and he's good for that too because it's not just once per game. So Manifold, I think he's going to be interesting. He's not obviously an auto include, but in certain decks like Cable, he's going to go good. All right, we got Infiltration. Choose a number from 1 to 5. Discard that many cards from the top of the encounter deck. Key here, you choose the number before you start discarding. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each card discarded this way. Put 1 minion discarded this way into play engaged with you. All right, so this is basically the minion summoning for Justice. Nice. This is 2 effective resources for up to 5 thwart, which by itself is very cost efficient. You might get a minion. Yeah, you might get a minion, but I mean, hey, 2 for 5 thwart is really good. We got 2 side schemes. Both of them go in the victory display. They do not have per player, which is interesting. So this one's when defeated, the defeating player looks at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. They may add 1 non-scenario specific card from among those to the victory display. So it has to be something that isn't from the villain's encounter set. And then they place the rest in the top of the bottom of the encounter deck in any order. So you get to rearrange it, and you get to take out a encounter card like an advance or a assault, I guess, or a gang up or some other nasty. You could take out that side scheme that we looked at in Silk's pack, where if that guy gets enough growth counters, you lose the game. You take that thing out. Sadly, I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get, so you might get 5 scenario specific cards, that'd be rough. But maybe you play the Madam Web, which we also saw in Silk's pack before that, to kind of get a feel for what's up there. I don't know. 4 is threat for looking at the top 5 cards and just putting one away for good. That's extra damage and thwart for Cable. That's what I'm going to say. Show of Empathy is interesting. When threat is removed from the scheme, place that threat on a non-elite minion. If that minion has threat on it equal to or greater than its remaining hit points, add Show of Empathy to the victory display and attach 1 set-aside copy of Redemption to that minion. So what this side scheme does, Redemption is back here somewhere. There it is. Redemption. Take control of attached minion and treat it as a redeemed ally with a blank text box. Its thwart is equal to its printed scheme, and it takes 1 consequential damage after it thwarts or attacks. So that goes with Show of Empathy. I'm just going to put them next to each other. And basically you get to take a minion and make it an ally. And I'm assuming once it dies, it goes back to being a... Or does it leave play? Because it's victory 0. So I'm curious if the minion leaves play, it might just go in the victory display. I might have to look at that. But you get to redeem a minion, make it your own. It's kind of a cool idea. I did just realize that it's 6 threat. But as soon as it reaches, you thwart it, and then the threat goes on to a minion. And then once the minion has enough threat equal to its hit points, you get it. So if you get like a 2-cost minion, you only have to thwart 2 off this, and then you're set. So that's kind of cool. The 6 is just showing a max of you can only get something with 6 hit points. Yeah, that's interesting. We got the Raft. Looks like there's a lot of things dealing with minions. Infiltration pulls out minions. Show of Empathy makes minions allies. The Raft is a shield support. We got another shield support. Always love shield supports. After a minion leaves play, tuck it under here from the encounter discard pile. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme. That's kind of nice. If there are at least 4 minions here, deal 1 random minion here to any player as a face-down encounter card. Okay, so you can tuck 3 minions under here, remove threat equal to their scheme after you defeat them. Once you get 4, you're going to start getting those minions back. So, cool concept. Obviously, it's a shield support, so you can just exhaust this and get extra thwarting, or look at the top encounter decks with global logistics and other such cards. So, yeah, cool. We've got Invisibility Gear, which is an interesting card. When an enemy would attack you, you discard Invisibility Gear and that enemy schemes instead. It's not a preparation, so that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. This one's interesting. I guess if you have the villain confused, but you don't want to flip to Alter Ego, like, you're fine. And then you play this so that you cancel an activation so that they use that confuse. I don't know. This is a really niche card. So we'll see. Maybe someone will come up with a really weird way to use it. Sonic Rifle. We've seen that before. It gets 2 counters. You can confuse an enemy. 2 confuses for 4 effective resources. It's also a tech. Yeah. We got Sting Operation. Max 1 per player. It is a preparation. And after non-elite minion schemes, discard Sting Operation, discard that minion. You gotta love it. I mean, if you're flipping to Alter Ego, you got a minion you weren't able to deal with before you flipped. They scheme, and then you get rid of them, and you don't have to use your limited resources to attack a minion in Justice. I think that's cool. It's also a preparation, so people that love preparations can use it, like Black Widow. That's super nice for Black Widow, who wants to stay in Alter Ego. Stay in Alter Ego deck. Sting Operation is nice. Also, Nick Fury will like that. Alright, so then we got Basics, which is going to boost the Black Panther. We got the Dora Milaje, 3 of them. Anika, 1 thwart, 2 attack. After Anika uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally. And her special is remove 1 threat from a scheme. Io does also 1 thwart, 2 attack. And after Io uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we got 1 threat, 1 damage, and then Okoye is 4, costs 4. These two cost 3. She costs 4. She looks like a princess, but she's not. She's just a royal guard. 2 thwart, 2 attack, so more balanced. All of them have 3 health. After Okoye uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje. So basically, they're all working together, being amazing together. And then you choose a Wakanda hero or ally. They get +1 thwart and +1 attack and delete in the face. So Okoye can boost Black Panther Shuri stats, and then if you're doing a readying deck, then you just get even better stats. So yeah. Also, you could do it to one of these allies, and then so those are cool. Dora Milaje, Wakanda, boosting the Wakanda stat for all, or should I say just T'Challa and Shuri. Heart of the Panther, super cool team up card. This thing is crazy. Team up Black Panther, T'Challa, and Black Panther Shuri. So alter ego, or sorry, it's a hero action. So just hero. Search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade, and put it into play. For 3, you get a Black Panther upgrade, which already costs. Usually they're costing 3 effective resources already. So basically you just get to get one out of your deck for free. And you get to resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades you control in any order, which would be all of them. And if you have 3, you're getting 1 with this card, and then you're activating 4. This is a really good card. And just incentivizes playing both of them together. I think this is going to be a really good combo. We got another iteration of build support, which I always like to see reprints of that. Because I know I'm horrible. I'm a terrible person. I don't use sleeves. Yeah, that's me. I'm the guy. So having multiple copies of a card is really nice, because then I can just cycle through and get way more uses out of it than only having 1 copy. So another copy of build support's really nice, because that is a really great card. This one's like got some flying people in it, though. I don't know what that is, but anyways, build support, nice. We got the doubles, same artwork as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we got the Dora Milaje, 3 cost support. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has the Wakanda trait. This is hailing back to the Web of Life and Destiny, which doesn't cost anything if you're a web warrior, which is really good. So this is free if you're Wakanda, which obviously Black Panther Shuri and Black Panther T'Challa are. So this is kind of a must have. And then as an action, you exhaust this to resolve the special ability on 1 Dora Milaje ally and heal 1 damage from that ally. That's good. That's really good. You just heal up Okoye and use her +1 thwart, +1 attack, and then you use Io or Anika to use that special ability again and boost the stats all day long. So those are the basic cards. We got T'Challa's Shadow is the obligation. Give to the Shuri player, uses 4 doubt counters. And it's a victory card. That's interesting. Increase the resource cost of each card you play by 1. That's rough. After you thwart, attack, or defend, remove 1 doubt counter from here. So basically, you need to use 3 basic activations. Once you do that, you can... or 4 basic activations. I think I said 4. You get rid of this. This goes in the victory display. Nice. Yeah, that's rough. That it costs each card you play by 1. And it's going to take a while to use 4 activations. So yeah, that can definitely slow her down. I see that slowing her down. We got Claw, which is not. I was thinking, isn't that the minion or the nemesis for Black Panther T'Challa? But it's not. It's not. That's Killmonger. Claw. 2 scheme, 0 attack. When Claw attacks, give him 1 boost card for this activation. He's not villainous. That's interesting that he's not villainous. I don't know why he wouldn't be just villainous. Maybe something else happens. But yeah, 6 health points. Nothing too awful in there. Manipulating music. When revealed, find music and put her into play. What is music? What the heck is that? 0 attack, 0 scheme, 1 hit point. When revealed, find manipulated music and put it into play. So these go hand in hand. Move all threat from manipulated music to the main scheme. When defeated, discard music from play. Are these just boost icons? Is that what this is? This is just extra boost icons? They're both extra boosts. I don't really see the point in that. But okay, cool. And then we got the Scream. I don't know what the heck the Scream is. Stun each character you control. That's awful. Deal 1 damage to each of those characters that was already stunned. I would be stunned too if there was someone looking like these baldies screaming for no apparent reason. Yeah. So anyways, Nemesis minion for Black Panther Shuri. Doesn't look awful. We got White Wolf, which is all the rage right now. Wakanda, 2 thwart for 2 consequential, 2 attack for no consequential. And after White Wolf attacks, you place 1 threat in the main scheme. As a member of Wakanda's secret police, the Hatut Zeraz, the White Wolf is willing to use extreme methods to defend his adopted home nation. That just sounds like Russia. They're just coming in using extreme methods. But anyways, White Wolf, no consequential damage, and you can boost that stat all you like to make it definitely worth placing 1 threat in the main scheme. Got another Voltron card here. Target Spotter. Uses 2 target counters. Shield support. Nice cheap support for Maria Hill. When a minion would engage a player, remove 1 target counter from here. That minion cannot activate until the end of the phase. Engage that minion. Why is this here? Because everyone complains they can't stop Quick Strike. Guess what? You can now with Target Spider. Because it's not when the minion engages, it's when they would engage. Therefore, Quick Strike happens when they engage. This is when they would engage. So, guess what? You can stop Quick Strike now. Yay, Target Spotter. Is it worth it? Probably not. I'm just going to be real here. Is this worth a spot in the deck? For the niche times you're going to have a Quick Strike minion. I guess it also stops gang up from happening, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. We'll see. There might be some decks out there. We got another Heart of the Panther, so that both Black Panther and Shuri can have that crazy card. And finally, the Thunderbolts minion. Coming in with 17 health. First odd numbered health we've seen. Villainous Victory 1. Elite Thunderbolt 1 attack, 1 scheme. So not awful stats. When joystick activates against you, choose to give her 1 additional boost card for this activation and draw a card. Or give her a tough status card. That is really interesting. Give her 1 additional... That is really interesting. 1 additional boost can be pretty nasty, but you get to draw a card. I like it. Energy Truncheon? I don't know. Attached to joystick, otherwise attached to villain. Attached enemies attacks gain piercing. Gotta love piercing. As a hero action, you can attach enemy attacks you. After this attack, discard this card and draw 1 card. So she's all about doing bad stuff to draw cards, which honestly I like. I can get on board with this minion. Although they attack you is pretty nasty. This minion with Drax. I can see this minion on Drax being good. Playing for keeps. Try keeping up. Each identity gets +1 hand size? Oh my goodness. When an enemy activates, give it 1 additional boost card for this activation. Okay. I can see some dispute at the table for whether or not you should keep this card. Or keep her out. Oh my goodness. There's no icons or anything. It's just +1 hand size and additional boost cards. I'm assuming they playtested this, but I can see some heroes seriously taking advantage of +1 hand size. Because if you just stun and confuse the villain, the boost card is irrelevant, and you just get +1 hand size. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Extreme Risk. It's just the fine joystick and reveal her. If she's already in play, she engages you. Joystick activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains surge. 2 of those. All of the Thunderbolts minions have that. Okay, so there's Shuri Black Panther. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.